Tomorrow, state lawmakers are going to be getting underway with what will be the 89th legislative session at the Texas Capitol. There are a lot of issues that legislators are going to decide that could have an impact on you and your family. What they do there matters to this state and you. Ion Politics reporter Jack Fink in Austin. Ahead of that, Jack, already a fight that we touched on last week. This little fight that's brewing over who is going to lead the Texas House. Tell us more about that.
Well, Doug, most people don't even know what the Texas Speaker does. It's the third most powerful position here at the Texas Capitol. He or she leads the Texas House, and they have a lot of influence on bills, whether they pass or whether they die, and they also set committee chairmanships. Now, there are two leading Republican candidates for Texas Speaker. They are David Cook of Mansfield and Dustin Burrows of Lubbock. The House GOP caucus already selected Cook, but Burrows is still running anyway, and this has really divided Republicans. Even the governor, the lieutenant governor, and the attorney general have weighed in on this. No one knows right now who is going to win tomorrow. All 150 House members will vote, and the winner needs a simple majority of 76 votes. So it could get emotionally charged on the very first day of the session tomorrow, Doug.
Yeah, a couple of questions regarding tomorrow and the days to come. The comptroller just announced earlier this afternoon that the state has a nearly $24 billion surplus with a B. That's huge. Fill us in on what lawmakers are saying about that.
Yes. Well, it is a big number, Doug, but it really is the second highest amount. The record was 2 years ago when there was like $33 billion, and so lawmakers are already starting to figure out how they want to spend it. And this is a separate amount from the state's rainy day fund, which is kind of like the savings account. The Texas comptroller announced today that is projected to be more than $28 billion by the end of August 2027, Doug.
Jack, we don't have Sunday morning Ion Politics kind of time at 5, but hone in on the other main issues lawmakers are going to be dealing with this session that people should take note of.
Well, I think the really big issue is going to be public school funding. We know from last session there was $4.5 billion set aside for public schools that was never spent because lawmakers couldn't agree on how to spend it. So they're going to have that to deal with. And the lieutenant governor said today he really wants to focus on teacher pay raises. Democrats like that too, but there's probably going to be a fight over school choice because Republicans want to use tax dollars to send some students so that they can go to private school. Democrats don't want that. Then property tax relief is on the table. The big question, how much and what that's going to look like. And then there's border security. Republicans still consider that a top priority, but after the election, Governor Abbott said that the state may not need to spend as much on border security once the Trump administration comes in and ramps up its border security efforts. So we're going to be watching all those things, Doug. Lots of issues, as you said.
Who's our man in Austin ahead of the 89th legislative session? He is Jack Fink, and we thank you for being there for us, my friend.